Welcome back to Sunless Sea, where we've just arrived at the Mangrove College. So we'll pick up our passenger. We will do our port report. See if we can create a secret. We can with Memories of Distant Shore. Let's do it. Very nice. And then I think we only have 3 spaces, so supplies might not be the best. This is Beachcomb. Let's see what the driftwood is. Outlandish artifact. Oh, it looks like we're gonna get at least 1,000 out of outlandish artifacts, which is nice. And north to Gators Morn it is. That should avoid the fog, hopefully. Yeah, so our hull is super low from all of our fights, so we'll be taking direct crew damage at this point if we do fight anybody, even a weak vessel that we can't one-shot. Which I think we may... They tend to spawn around Gators Morn, usually like a pirate frigate. 90 health, if it's not crack. It looks like we may have dodged them. Oh, there it is down there. But yeah, it's going to be nice to call on those Admiralty favors for this repair job. As the veils go up, that becomes closer and closer to being Drowning Pearls. I think it was always a good trade. Yeah, that's takes up more cargo space, but it is technically can be sold for more. So let's gather that intelligence. Succeeded and have a port report. And I can sell stuff. I just sell these here. Definitely don't want to sell that there. Oh, I can make a 25 profit. I'm gonna go. I've got my compartment, so there's no reason for me to be scared. So canal and then up, I reckon. Yeah, so I've got all these tomb colonists too, and I have no idea where I need to take them. Because I've been to almost everyone on the map, because I picked them up first. Oh, come on. Forced my hand. Oh, they've crashed. Have to be careful. Go find supplies. Aye! Aye. Double hit. Now, is that a something here? Probably shouldn't be messing with that stuff if it was something. We'll eventually have to do a surface tour, but it should be with a cargo hold just full of mirror catch boxes. We good, we good. So mutton, and then we'll do kind of this inner circle. Getting those. I don't have a long box, I don't think. Just the tomb colonists, yeah, so we'll skip the Station 3. Uh-oh, more fog to deal with. Can I... No, I just gotta go through it. Let's see if... Can I fire on them early? Usually these guys disappear. They disappeared. I don't know why that is. Even if they just gave no reward and just increased your London suspicion. Okay, Abbey Rock. Now if I don't know if it takes a strange catch or a trophy. There's some really good terror reduction on Abbey Rock. I have 12 of these. Yes, so let us do this. You get minus 10 terror, plus you get the Memory of Distant Shore, and you have the stone's attention. And I can just kind of repeat this to just down my terror like crazy. And now we're just like awesomeness. And I'll give him the, oh, I don't have any recent news. Yeah, so that was a huge save from all that terror. Head to the Shepherd Isles. Now, it was a Shepherd something, but not Shepherd Isles on the itinerary. So maybe Shepherd Isles, maybe there's a subsection on Shepherd Isles that counts for what they're trying to do with the tomb colonists. That would be most helpful. Because otherwise, I just have no clue where they want to go. Oh, haha, ha 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 ha. Shepherd's Wash. I don't know what Shepherd's Wash. Something of the place of old Kent still clings to this place. I always hated Kent, but this is the tour. A picnic at the Stones. Oh, Cask of Mushroom Rind. Visit 3 graves. The island to the northwest has what might be graves, or treasure troves, or follies created by the villagers to confuse you. Anyway, it'll do as a destination. Oh, I've lost a tomb colonist, though. 4 graves now, Captain. 4 graves. Let's go. Doesn't even make sense. Get my port report. Sure, of course, the bearded watchman tells you there's no actual shepherds. And that's all that's out there. And a shop. What do the tomb colonists want now? Khan's Glory. Okay, that's very straightforward. But like Shepherd's Wash. I wonder if that's a bug where like it was originally called Shepherd's Wash and they decided to change it one way or the other. Just have a mismatch. And Hunter's Keep is pointless, so we're just back to the Wolfstack docks. I think I have at least 1 secret to spend. I have a ton of monies. So hopefully I'll get to do an upgrade. Always hopeful for London. I mean, I don't know how I was not getting that in London before. Maybe I was like ending on Hunter's Island, and maybe I was sneaking in. I don't know what else is close enough. Hand it over. You were paid 200 echoes and gained other stuff. Talk your way out. Also reduce your suspicion. Declare all controlled. But wait a second. I have my compartment. 0 echoes. You now have approved romantic literature. Well, I can sell it for 5 echoes. You've lost the suspicion. Okay, collect the messages. Someone wants to join the scholar. Bruiser attends to business on the dock, which he'll confront me again. Probably. Okay, where do you want me to go? He wants me to go polytherm. I mean, that's pretty repetitive. Oh, I actually have some ivory. Oh, but the sapphires are easy to come by if I do it specifically. Okay, I can sell a shipment to the brass embassy. Maybe it'll wean off souls. Worth a try. Because I don't necessarily know. Let's deliver the clayman. Take my free recruit. Honey at the crossroads. Wait here, the instructions said. Wear a crimson feather in your hat. Yes, we'll have to try both. So, the Veiled Lady. A black carriage, stripped of livery, slows beside you. When the door opens, a veiled woman in midnight blue gestures curtly. In, she demands. You wait on a deep cushioned seat. A furrow-browed old gentleman with a mild and sheeply gaze samples the honey. He nods approvingly. The upholstery smells like flowers and rust. Go, the veiled woman says. She tosses you a lacquered serpent bracelet. It's freezing to the touch. Its mouth is stuffed with jewels. You've lost it for a captivating treasure and gained 2 terror. So that's a few hundred gold for that in profits. So if I take it to him, because he'll give me 1,000. Let's take your present. Oh, I have 18, 11 outlandish artifacts. I do get fragments for turning these in. So this is just good stuff all around. And a couple more. Turn in this captivating treasure. Keep this. Oh, I have an extraordinary implication. Sure. 250. I wonder if there's anything else I can do with extraordinary implications. Oh, sure. 105. Nice. And I will sell the others for 70. I'll keep the mutter salt because I have a mission sort of. Those don't. Oh, I'd rather just sell it. I want 1 of each of those for the other mission. Oh, and I didn't do anything with these coffee beans. I was going to sell them somewhere, but I never did. I'd rather have the cargo space. Okay, that seems reasonable. Plenty of space in the hold. Is there a way it work? It'd be cool if I could grab a tomb colonist somewhere. There's got to be somewhere where you can get them. But anyways, can I not grab a person from you? Unless I already have a diplomatic thing. Or not enough stuff going on. I will speak of them. I have 5 favors. Yeah, why is she not helping me out? In particular, frost found. And let us submit the port reports. Nothing new or exciting here, but it's gonna fill us up with fuel and some extra pocket change. Whoa. And that's all I care to worry about there. 35 fuel is a decent amount. Bucket of tiny but razor-toothed serpentlings. Can I not sell those? Hmm. And, oh, I've got this. But I can't do anything useful with it. I would need a second one. I could do a Z story easily. So that will be fun when it comes to it. And lose a favor. I would like to read the papers. Oh, come on. Not a bad trade, though, in all honesty. Dry dock. And Admiralty Yards. Use some favor to get a full repair. And I think it's going to be tougher as we go. So this is reliable work at a high price. Yeah. Fair job, decent price, but they have a reputation for cutting corners. Good enough for now. Employ Radis Faber engineers to repair some of your hull. How much? Difficult to say. I have Richard Mogg, so I can't even do it. Because he will just eat the rats. Use, yeah, so we need to get hiring. Very nice. 30 echoes for 3 crew. Very good. Now, it'd be nice if I had a way to do pages. Veils, stealth speed decreases the range at which enemies spot you. Quicker you find a firing solution, that'd be helpful, as well as a little bit of damage. Veils, mirrors, man. Yeah, it's gotta be veils. For now. 55, that's a nice round number that I can be happy with. Oh, and do I have all the things? No, I still don't have the strange catch, which is eluding me. What about you? To dine, it just costs 1 supply. Let's do it. His tastes are Spartan. He eats little, drinks only water, barely sleeps at all, so you need only lay a simple table. Thanks for the meal and the company. No wine. It makes me sleepy. Oh yes, I can sleep, too easily. That's the problem. He hesitates. There's a draught I take nightly to substitute for sleep. It works well enough, and it keeps me sane and upright. But I wish I could enjoy just one night's sleep if you could help me. We need a clayman from Polytherme. We'll need a mirror catch box, and we'll need to go to Hunter's Keep. I'll explain when we get there. No, I'm serious. I would owe you a great deal. Mirror catch boxes are rarely sold in London, but can be found in the Connaught and occasionally elsewhere. Okay, so now I have stuff that I can do. There's the veils. You can also proposition him if we do romance. What about the exile? Invite her to die. Ah, that costs a searing enigma. That's a bit much. Need a strange catch. What about you? dine. I've got supplies. I need torpedo components and 10 fuel. This may increase my iron or something. That's a big expense. Oh, I'm gonna have to just sell some fuel or something. Torpedo. Let's see what happens. I've had enough to eat, thank you. I don't eat much, but I'd like to demonstrate some ideas I've had. If you meet me on the afterdeck at 8 bells. Flowers of Flame. The cannoneer has found ways to calibrate your weapons for additional death and explosions. When the smoke clears, however, it is impossible to deny that the risk and expense of most of these tricks is a little too great. Only a couple of minor modifications are safe to use. But do you know, the cannoneer says, squinting thoughtfully, it reminds me of a story. The Iron and Misery Company were testing something, destroyed one of their outlying stations, destroyed it to bits. If you can find me the prototype, I can make it work for us. Can you take me to Demuth Island? I used to know the factor there. He might talk. Lost the torpedo, lost the fuel, gained a tale of terror, fragments, and 1 iron. Very nice. Expensive, but nice. Unlock when no more than 100. You have 70. Increase. Oh, that's just increase your iron. So if I talk to him, he just wants to increase iron. The surgeon. Invite her to dine. 1 supplies. Does she wield a fork with the way she wields a surgical instrument? Precise bite sizes. The cooked flesh arrives still in its shell. From the claws, 8 legs, body, and head, she renders a dozen neat bite-sized piles of shredded fish, sutured with mushrooms or pinned together with a needle of chitin. Perhaps she has missed a calling as a chef. She denies it. My mother was the child of a surgeon in the first city. You might say that knife work runs in the family. There's a wicked, quirking smile at the corner of her mouth. Then there are the rumors that my father. She would deny there's any truth in those. Okay, so I can't do anything unless stuff advances. Oh, speak to my Bloomington. Oh, lets us entertain the Bloomington. You can see the indentation of a porthole on the rim of its cap. It must have been pressing its face to the windows again. Is it bored? A ticklish thing. The Bloomington fails and squirms as you tickle it. Its high-pitched warble is almost certainly giggling. When you stop to check that you're not actually hurting it, it wraps its tendrils around your fingers and pulls your hand back. Apparently, it's enjoying itself. So I guess you don't really get anything out of that, but whatever. What other officers? The rat, you can play with that. Oh, it's just, you just get to do that unlimitedly, I guess. Girl, you increase veils. What do you want? My eyes will hatch soon. You know it? Its children are in me. She smiles. I can't be sorry. I can see such things. She tails off, hungrily watching your face. What is she seeing? King Eater's castle, she says at last, rather breathingly. Her hand goes up to her throat. I would like to see King Eater's castle through these eyes before I go. Can be found in the far southeast of the Undersea. Okay, so maybe I feel like bad things will happen, but we could certainly try. But her to dine. I need a strange catch. That's no good. What about you? You're cheap. Forgetfulness. Seconds, then thirds disappear in small, hasty morsels. He is nervous and not a gifted conversationalist. You do your best to plug the silence. When you ask about his past, he winces. I can't say, Captain. This, he taps the livid sigil on his temple, which twitches like a scorpion's sting, has burned away my memories. I recall I have a brother, but not his name or where he is. I remember the names of the ships I've served on, the Implicit, the Bonnie Swan, but not their crew. How did he come by the sigil? He clutches his head. I don't know. Thinking about it is like fire in my skull. He grits his teeth. Someone must have hated me very much to curse me with it, but I can't even remember my enemy. I can speak to him again to advance the story, so I will, if able to. Captain, my sleep is riddled with dreams, Captain. Dreams of bells and candles. A destination. He paces the deck. I see a lonely house lit by tallow and wick. A bell is ringing. It rings now. Do you hear it? He scratches at the sigil, which has begun to bleed. Do you know this place, Captain? Can I plot a course? A place of candles and bells, the chapel of lights, a northern church where no sin is too terrible. I know where he wants to go. Do his cannibalistic things. And then, what about this gunnery? Okay, we need to get coffee. We can do that, or we can get some cheap coffee. Dine, mutter salt. You're not getting my mutter salt. I want my actual officer I care about. You can chat about science, chat about politics, ask about his medical career, or increase your hearts. Let's chat about science over a light dinner of Z trout and bracelet gruel. Sunlight is, in certain senses, literally, quite literally, law. Without sunlight, the Earth would spin off into space, and the absence of sunlight down here means the absence of a dozen laws. Death operates unreliably, though more reliably on the Z, as you know. Geography is uncertain and shifting, and dreams. He had grown animated, now he seems distracted. He apologizes and composes himself. It was a particular interest of mine, luminosity, the anatomy of the eye, the many liberations of night. Excuse me, this gruel is a little too rich for my tastes. We've dined, we got an intriguing snippet. Can I chat about politics? It's true, I fell in with restless elements, the usual reasons. Watching the bazaar devour London year by year, the inequities of the rich and the pieties of the poor. But more than that, I thought London needed darkness. Do you know what I mean? I thought the city was safer in the dark. Do you understand me? I applied my arts to that end. If you do, I need say no more, and if you don't, I should say no more. Invite him to drink with the mushroom wine? Sure. The art of poison. I let most of them slip away peacefully, a drop of laudanum still on their tongues. For that sop of my conscience, I am most ashamed of all. The wine flows as the haunted doctor talks candidly of his past, of the status that allowed him to the bedsides of many of London's most infamous, and the black medicine bag that carried the tools of both his trades, doctor and anarchist poisoner. I was a fool, he adds, a child, just a boy on a crusade, drinking in the rhetoric of the Calendar Council, thinking myself more than a mere poisoner. What I did, I do not regret. Would, though, that I had seen their true hearts before giving myself so freely to perdition. He wraps his leathery eye patch. The sound is hollow, sickly. It is a disappointment I well deserved. The lady taught me that much, at least. I know. Another time, perhaps. The hour grows late. I thank you for the company. The doctor may have more to say after you visited a place that touches his old interests. Another intriguing snippet and a tale of terror. But I need to buy that back immediately. Boom. And we are low on everything, so it's a little costly to make all those things happen. $20. I suppose that'll work for me. Kind of spilled all of those, and I didn't like suddenly gain an extra secret in that process. No. So now it's time to make the big decision on whether or not... oh, wait. Oh, I have no room to buy anything, but I have monies. I have 6,000 to actually spend. So even if I want to get something like 5,000 that, or 6,000 that, that's too much, because so it looks like probably the next round is where that will happen. So until then, I'll catch y'all next time.